let's get busy. You know, I kind of forgot. So, you know, let me adjust this camera a bit, so hold on. Yeah, right there. I kind of forgot that I have two other kits that I'm probably going to be building the inner frame again. Well, one, the Kamara's Trooper, which has the same, almost the same inner frame. I believe almost, but I think it's the same. The same inner frame of the Barbatoses. And of course, I have the Greys, which I did pick up last year. And for starters, I've been looking into an idea with the Greys, which I will share hopefully soon. Wow, so you have to paint these separate. I was hoping that this would be clear, really, because in that way, but well, you know, that way I can do LEDs. I know I've seen some people online that have done LEDs on this kit before, but maybe putting on LEDs on this guy is going to take a little bit more of my time, which you think you have a lot, but you don't, because you know, you want to do other things, other projects, other ideas. I know I've gotten a lot of messages from everybody telling me, "Are you going to be building this? Are you going to be working on this?" And sorry to say I haven't responded because, you know, I want to say yes, but I don't want to say no. I don't want to say no, but I want to say yes. So I'm like I'm in a bind here. All right. So I just separated all these parts because I want to keep them in the same box area. So that takes care of that. Let's open up this guy. Oops. This should go back in the box. Yeah. Such a nice box. Now, as I showed off in my last video, was it my last video? Or was it the video before that? I did say that I was on Patreon now. I'm now on Patreon. So, trying to figure that out, how to use it. I already have a pledge. I already have somebody who's supporting me. Thank you for your support. And I was trying to post my second video on the page, but I couldn't do it. I'll try it again. Maybe by the time you guys see this video, I'll probably have it up already. But another one of these. Wow. I'm gonna keep these in the bag. I'm not gonna assemble them yet. But looking at the page and reminding myself, you want to put goals there. I have 3 goals this year. 1, Gunpla Builders World Cup. That's my first goal. 2, what the hell's outside? It's a big cell phone on a car, I guess. 2 is working on at least 2 scratch builds. Actually, to tell you the truth, maybe it's 2 goals, because I have an idea for a scratch build and I have a second idea for a scratch build, and both of them will be for Gunpla Builders World Cup. So let's see how it comes out. There was the idea of me going to another show, like the Otakon show that I did last year, but that was basically on a spur of the moment type thing. Oh wow, this is nice, strong. It was a spur of the moment type thing, and I don't think I'm going to do that again. I know that there's a show coming up. Oh, that's right. So this there's another show coming up in New York City in August. I don't know if they're going to be doing Gundam theme related stuff. Be nice to know if they did or anything like that. So I'll have to do some research on this. Alright, so removing all these from the trays, easy, of course. But now I'm going to take my Chinese dinner tray, as you could say. It's a bit dirty, of course, but they're not meant to be eaten out of. So these two will be for all the white parts. Actually, no. One is for the white parts for the Rex, the other one's for the regular Lupus, and all the grays will be here. I have two other trays for the colored parts, so I'm going to try to separate them out. So give me some time to work on them, and then we'll proceed. Okay, so here are the parts that makes up the Lupus. Here are the parts that make up the Lupus Rex. Put all the charcoal on the white tray, the white parts on the black tray, and I have these small little trays for the limited color parts that you see here. The only thing I didn't put on this tray is the weapons and stand for the heavy mace that's from the Lupus Rex. Now, I carefully removed the parts that I need. There were a lot of parts here that I didn't need, and I left it on the tree. Some of the sprues are already stripped, while others will have like the extra parts that you see here. And it's pretty much clear. You could see that the parts on the Rex is basically parts that came with the Lupus. Just some parts had to be removed for the arms and maybe certain areas of the body that I haven't noticed yet. The one thing, of course, that I think that you won't need is, well, besides the forearms, I also believe the areas where the, you know those two large side skirt winglets that's on the Lupus? You don't need the little round connectors for that. You just, it has a smaller type waist armor. No, you know, side skirt armor. But clearly, you know, the forearms and the hands are huge, so that's necessary. The shoulders are different. The one thing I wanted to check is the legs the same? Let me see here. That's for this, and that's for this. It's really different. This one has more panel lining detail here compared to this. It still retains the image for this part here, but as you could, oh, there's like an extra spacing there. So clearly these two armored parts are the same. There's not, I don't think there's anything here that's different, or excuse me, I don't think there's anything here that's the same from one kit to the other in terms of the body. Let me see the waist unit. So we have one waist unit here for this. Oh, interesting. So yeah, it's two different types of waist unit. This one, they decided to remove. This is a separate part, while this is already one part there. And I thought that maybe the crotch armor would be different, but no, you could actually definitely see this. I'm sorry, the same, but I can actually see that there are two different types. And there's instead of a blue part. Okay, so the Lupus has that blue part on top of the crotch armor. The Rex has a red part on top of the crotch armor. So there's clearly a noticeable difference in both of these kits. It's internally that is almost the same, plus other stuff. Even the V-fin is different. From here's the Lupus, here's the Lupus Rex. I think what I was trying to think here is it interchangeable with one kit to the other? And clearly no, without the necessary modifications or the parts that will allow you to assemble it to, either or. So you can't switch from one to the other. Regardless, it's good to see how well the engineering is on both of these kits. Right now I'm going to spend my time cleaning them up. I think I'm going to assemble the weapons first. They're pretty much simple to make. Clean them up, assemble them, put them to the side, and then I'm going to begin with the inner frame. So I could show you guys off, and then I want to start cleaning up all this armor parts and collar parts before I begin figure out how I want to do this. For the most part, I'm trying to see how I'm going to plan to paint it, because when I paint a kit, I have the tray. I'm sorry, I have the stands for this. I have a lot of, I have the those little box stands, which I don't have in front of me. I put it away to the side, but I have that custom stand to hold up all the parts. The problem is I don't know if I have if I have enough clippers for that, for holding armor for both. Clearly there's going to be a bit of a confusion, but remember, I'm not doing the same for both. This guy's going to be metallic, this guy's going to be standard straight color build, but there will be, weathering and stuff like that. So it's not going to, I'm not going to confuse myself with one kit to the other. And I'll definitely begin, the painting of the Lupus first before I move on to Rex. We'll flesh that out soon enough. Now there is one thing that I want to point out, and I like to again, I should always thank you guys, because the Gunpla community is here to help out everybody as best as I possibly can with their ideas, their techniques. Everybody has something to bring to the table. And I'd like to thank you for many suggestions. One suggestion, and I have to thank Zaku Aurelius, who did comment on my previous video. And that was in regards to this little guy right here. The hands. He said it's the best thing to do to paint the yellow, because to paint the yellow on this is a little different, because this is not just a solid design. This is multi-layered designs right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. He says it's a good idea to paint the yellow, then paint the next color, which is black, or gunmetal, excuse me, and then use a reverse wash, which is perfect. The one thing I don't know if okay, so my intention was, let me see here, where's the yellow? So here's the yellow, which is the acrylic. And then where is that other color? Here we go. This is the gunmetal right here. But I was originally going to use this on this, but I guess I can use Elaclad 2 on this guy, while I use this color on this one, because this is actually enamel-based color. The one thing I don't know is, can I do a reverse wash from an enamel-based color over an acrylic-based paint? I have a feeling no. I do have a lacquer-based yellow. If that's the case, then I may have to do that. So, will the Gunpla community please help me out here before I begin doing something like that? But for now, let me begin cleaning and preparing before we go to the next stage.